More Danon ruins here too, I see.
What were people even thinking back then? Trying to build anything around here.
Maybe they just had that much time and energy on their hands.
Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone! Nice technique! Not done!
In here!
Hurricane Thrust!
Hurricane
Surfer! Hurricane Thrust!
more!
Turn up! Make it rain!
Shion! Astral energy! Full throttle! I wonder if we can make new weapons with this.
What's this thing? I sure have built up a
I've got a really bad feeling about this. I never miss. Going in.
You're finished! No! One more! Eternal Devastation!
Blade.
Hurricane Thrust! Take this!
This one's mine.
You're mine! It's over!
Do it! Law! I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
Not again! I'm not done! Tear! Mirage!
This one's mine!
Right here! I got this! You're finished!
Now!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone! Sword and shield!
A classic combination!
Phew! What a rush! Guess I misread the landing.
I've got a really bad feeling about this.
Dragon Swarm!
I never miss. Red! Crescent Moon! Dance to the wind! In here! Searing Blade!
Take this! Dragon Swarm!
You got company!
Wind!
I'll be saving this!
Outside! Wind!
The water that creates this one's mine!
Mirage! It's over!
Tidal wave!
Dragon Swarm! Phoenix Cyclone!
Did it!
Yeah! Nice technique!
Sweet now.
Lunaranga!
Dohalim! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
Hard
Now!
blooded!
Here I come!
Waterfall! Here!
Hurricane Thrust! It's over!
Too much to handle?
Here I come! You're finished!
Let's get you up.
Like we're gonna lose to Small Fry.
Little help!
Severing wind!
Mega Ray!
Searing gale!
Hit like moths to the flame!
I'm knocked up!
Tiger Blade!
Get out of there with water! The waters of creation!
Take this! It's over!
Here! In here!
Look sharp!
More for the stop!
An astral art?
That's my cue!
Shut him down!
Three.
It's
Reload!
over!
I'm out of ammo!
Dragon Swarm!
Look shot!
Do it!
Take this!
All yours, Kisara.
You're mine! Wind!
Do it!
You're mine!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
I can feel my precision improving.
Through these lands most verdant green, my eyes alight for sights unseen. In Menancia, pure and pristine.
What is it you see exactly?
That's not for me to say.
Still thinking about how to act around Dohalim?
That obvious, huh? Except I don't think I'll be changing much after all. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stay his servant. However, I am going to treat him like a fellow comrade, the same way I would with you or anyone else. For as long as I can remember, I've spent my life protecting others. But isn't that what friends do too? Support and protect one another in times of need?
Which in the end pretty much means doing as you've always done, right? If that's what you're most comfortable with, I'm certainly not going to give you any grief over it.
Actually, I've been thinking about how I ought to act around you all as well.
Oh?
When I set out on this journey, it was to rid Menancia of its enemies and search for wisdom in the outside world. Wisdom that I could potentially put to use on my return. I'm grateful to you all for letting me tag along, but it got me thinking. What am I actually contributing by being here?
What are you talking about? You know how to hold a weapon, don't you? That's help enough.
Is it though? Sometimes I wish there was more I could be doing to pull my...
Oops, sorry about that. Jeez, I'm famished.
Now that you mention it, what do you guys normally do for food and meals when you're out and about on your travels?
What do you mean, what do we do? We find stuff to eat and eat it. So long as it's meat, I'm not fussy.
Eating what you like can be good for morale in the short term, but you need to think about your diet if you want to stay healthy.
Does that mean eating vegetables too?
Isn't that obvious?
It does, which I guess hasn't been happening up till now.
Yeah, to be honest, we could be eating better than we do.
Understood. In that case, I'll just have to make sure you're all staying healthy and eating right myself. Fortunately, I happen to know a thing or two about cooking as well.
You hear that, Law? Sounds like you'll be eating your greens after all.
What is it?
No, sorry, it's just... I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on all this.
It will do her good to have a project.
No, not Kisara. I meant you. Was there anything you wanted to add?
Me? Certainly you're not looking to me for culinary skill, I hope.
Typical Renan, leaving everything to someone else.
Rinwell, I don't think...
That said, should you need my skills on the battlefield, please rest assured I have no intention of shirking my responsibilities, regardless of who we may face.
I'm sure no one doubts that. Listen, guys, if we're traveling together, we should probably at least try to make an effort to get to know one another, don't you think?
I wouldn't get your expectations too high in that regard. Believe it or not, sometimes I'm not sure I even know myself all that well.
I think Hoodle's hungry.
Funny. I could have sworn that was your stomach making all the Back in.
What's that big tower over there?
You guys want to rest here?
Not this way, I guess. Not this way, I guess. Not this way, I guess.
the landing.
What's this place here? Some kind of old house?
Get lost!
You're mine! Dragon form! Severing wind! You're mine! Dragon
Pesky airborne scoundrel.
Sounds like a job for yours truly.
Take this! I'm not done!
This one's mine.
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Did it!
Yeah! Nice technique!
Here goes!
You really don't need my help, huh?
Leave the enemy's arcs to me.
Who else will take this?
No complaint.
Damn it. I should get my trap shots.
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
That's some power you wield.
You're the one who did the heavy lifting.
The design of this equipment is really interesting.
You must. Really like it, Alphen.
In a bind?
You're mine! Dragon form!
Did you just heal me?
Only you, remember?
Right.
Light acceleration!
It's over!
Leaving smelling to me.
Yeah!
Bubbling to me.
Dragon form!
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher!
Take this! Dragon form!
In here!
Shield and ready! Will this help?
Light up the dark!
Healing circle!
You're finished!
Now we're not.
Flame of fury!
Here I come! You're finished!
Arctic waterfall! With this, I can become even stronger. Little help!
Take this! Try harder! No,
Here goes!
I'm not done!
Glacier Trigger Blade! Here's evil!
Severing wind!
I'm free. Why can't they just sit still?
Sia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done! Lightning
Too
orb!
fast!
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
I'm not done! Dragon form!
The enemy wields arts too.
You'll soon see about that!
You're mine! Dragon form! You're finished! Not a chance!
Here's a healing arc.
I don't have much left. Do it!
Dance in the wind.
I'll stop your movement.
And I'll stop your luck!
Now! You're mine!
This one's mine.
Luna Rondo!
Look sharp.
Do it.
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Hear me.
Not a
Scream of
chance!
fury.
No escape!
Burning.
Luna!
Wait till the fear. Here's
Lightning
evil.
Blood! It's over!
Here goes.
You're mine!
Quit staring and concentrate on the fight. I don't take orders from you.
Here I come!
Tiger Blade.
Form! Severing Wing! Stardust! Luna Rondo! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone. Good to know my training is paying off.
Something wrong? You look like you're deep in thought.
Not exactly. I was merely thinking about you two and your sense of etiquette.
Oh?
Etiquette?
Indeed. To be quite frank, I find your lack of manners to be nigh intolerable.
That's not being frank, that's being and forget it. Do we really need to talk about this now?
Yes, I find such impropriety on your parts to be deeply unsettling. It concerns me greatly.
What do you want us to do? We were slaves. We never got to learn how to be proper like you.
Yeah, what he said. Maybe you missed how we were just focused on surviving.
Perhaps, but Kisara here demonstrates that it's quite possible for a Denon to learn proper manners.
That's because I was given the opportunity to learn. Moreover, my duties as a guardsman required it. Not every realm is like Menancia, as you well know.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to hold us to some other city standards.
Exactly. You've got to remember what it's been like for us living under the Rena elsewhere.
I will concede that you do indeed make a valid point. It would appear, for all my espousing the virtues of equality between our peoples, I was still looking down on the two of you.
You don't need to beat yourself up. I wasn't that offended by what you said, man.
Nevertheless, I shall mind my words from here on out. Having said that, I do believe you two would still benefit from learning the basics of proper society. I would be more than happy to teach you both when we camp out, if you like.
Yeah, no, I'll pass. Acting all prim and proper isn't really my style.
If you say so. How about you, Law? Would you like to learn? Although I suppose my first task is to reform your attitude toward the idea of good etiquette.
You're not gonna let this go, are you?
This will be a delicious piece of cake. Here I go.
Dragon Form!
This one's
It's
mine.
over!
Freeze Lancer. Here I go. Dance in the wind. In here.
It's over! How about this?
Let's get
Soaring
more
Light
like the
Spear!
Tiger Blade.
Got fire!
I've got this. Let a marksman handle it.
It's over! All yours!
Right here. I got
Severing
it.
Wing!
Mega Ray.
Take this! It's over! Dragon Form!
Waterfall. Release here.
You're mine! Win! You're mine! It's over!
You're most comfortable at a range, and not really built for close quarters combat.
Demon's Descent! Flashing Bang!
Do it! Kisara, frozen
Hammer.
Step back! This one's all law!
This will be a delicious piece of cake.
Win! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Here I go.
Mortar! Dragon Swarm!
Here goes. Go in there.
Get
Who wants
it.
what? One life. Lightning Blade.
Trap!
One more.
Soaring Light Spear! Take this! You're mine!
Go in. Glacial Spear. Here's evil. This one's mine. Freeze Laser. Tiger Blade.
Seems about right to me.
I just noticed none of you other Danans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the Resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Danan slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. And what about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renan doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman, and this is my chance to have a new beginning.
This sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Danan, while the Renans are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Danans in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Danans in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.